K. Cabot of Cleveland.com says that the Browns fear that Garrett could miss some time because of the injury. Browns open up the season against the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up on Sunday. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for, new or used. Visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. The Buccaneers-Dolphins Week 1 matchup has been postponed until Week 11 because of Hurricane Irma. That game will be played in Miami on November 19th, so both teams have a bye to start the season. In Major League Baseball, Yankees and Orioles were postponed tonight, while the A's lead the Angels 3-0 right now in the 7th inning. Rangers dropped the Braves today 12-8. Twins beat the Rays 10-6 and are tied with the Halos for the final wild.
Your shot at a trip to our iHeart Radio Music Festival now. Text the keyword LUCKY to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeart Radio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's LUCKY to 200-200.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
Finally, Clemson Sports Talk has come back to Columbia. Hello, everybody. Lawton Swan back at it once again. 316 Greystone Boulevard. Fast-paced, action-packed, hurry up and no huddle. Sports Talk programming for you. Fox Sports Radio 1400 in the Midlands. Heard around the world on the iHeart Radio application. Download today. It is free. The Clemson Sports Talk app also free. And get this, so many of you out there, I know, excited about the fact that you can not only listen to this show in your car, on your iPhone or Android device, but also now simply on your Google Home or on your Amazon Echo device by saying your trigger phrase and either listen to Fox Sports Radio 1400, or if you want to catch the podcast on that device at home, your connected device, you can say, listen to Clemson Sports Talk.
Oh, I got to get on that internet. I'm late on everything.
803-978-1832 is the number. Lowell, the producer, appreciates a good Seinfeld reference, and I'm fired up about the fact that we've got the ability now for me to control the audio drops here on the show that shakes the Southland. You want to be a part of the program? So many ways to do it. Here we go. On Twitter, at Clemson Sports, at CST Show, at Lowell. That's Lowell. CST on Twitter. Hit him up over there. We'll send it over to him. So, no Lowell the producer. I mean, he is Lowell the producer. He went from Lowell the intern and just straight to Lowell CST. Maybe we can get some clarification on that move from our trusty former intern and current producer of the program. Lowell? What's going on, my man?
Bada boom. Realest champs in the room. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well too. I don't know. When we talked about changing the name on Twitter, that was just, it seemed like the easiest, the shortest fit, maybe just, easier for people to find the Twitter handle. Lowell the producer just seems too long. It just seems too long to me.
It sounds like a character on Game of Thrones. Like, I can see you and Cersei Lannister rolling around. She's looking for Lowell the producer. Where is he? He needs to get to producing whatever they need.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so that reference is lost on me.
Well, I'll tell you what reference wasn't lost on me the other night. I'm watching Georgia Tech and Tennessee going head-to-head in Atlanta, and Georgia Tech is led by a wide receiver whose last name is Cersei, and I kept thinking, oh, that's fitting. That's fitting this time of year with Game of Thrones just going off. How are you not into Game of Thrones? Hashtag concerned.
I don't know. I just... The one thing I hear about it is you sort of have to read it before watching it because there's so many characters within the show.
Yeah.
and a lot of people just kind of get lost within the shuffle of characters.
I typically have printed out like a family tree. I have like the family tree of all the individuals. So
it just sounds like work to try to watch it now.
You're like pulling out the highlighter. Like, okay, so this guy just died. Scratch that out. Died 2017. 803-978-1832 is your number. You want to talk about anything tonight, you can get into the conversations with us. We got a lot to cover with you here on the program, of course, as we head towards Clemson and Auburn coming up this weekend inside Death Valley. I know many of you very excited about the opportunity to see a couple of top 15 teams squaring off again. And that's not the only great matchup this weekend. Lowell, help me out here. Top 5 matchup between Oklahoma at 5 and Ohio State, who's 2. Clemson and Auburn is a 3-13 matchup. You've also got the matchup between Stanford and Southern Cal, which is like a, 6-14 matchup, I believe, in the polls. And then you've got the Georgia and Notre Dame game, which I don't know is necessarily an exceptional game, but I think you got to admit the winner of that game, and if it's the Georgia Bulldogs based on their schedule, things are looking like they're going to set up pretty well for the Bulldogs. Problem is, without Jacob Eason, how do they fare? I mean, that's a big loss for the Bulldogs for at least this week, and no timetable really on his return. One thing we've learned too, at least I've learned, and maybe this is just my youthfulness in the radio business. I mean, I've done podcasting for a long time, but being in the radio now for just our 5th year on the air here on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and on the iHeart Radio app, maybe working towards our 5th year. I have trouble keeping up with that, Lowell. Is this our 5th year, or am I working towards my 5th year? I went on the air in 2013. I'm working towards my 5th anniversary. So, in my 4 years on the air, I don't know that I remember a weekend where as many big names were seemingly lost or hurt around the country. And I'm sure there have been other weekends where it happened. And maybe it's simply because of the fact that you had the situation with DeAndre Francois at Florida State, and I recognize how valuable he is to the Seminoles, and I recognize the fact that without him, Clemson probably is going to the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship. I recognize that fact, and so maybe I'm just more aware. If he had not gotten hurt, maybe some of the other injuries, I saw that Tennessee lost their wide receiver for 12 weeks with a wrist injury. Jawan Jacob, is it Jacobs or Jones? It's a double.
I feel like it's Jones.
It's a double J name. Sometimes those things will get your mind headed in the wrong direction. But nonetheless, when you think about that, I mean, Jawan Jennings. I knew it was a double J. Anytime I say double J, I think we should make a rule here on the show, Lowell. I think we should make a rule that anytime I say double J, that I have to do the whole JARRETT Jeff Jarrett. Are you familiar with that? The old wrestling reference, Lowell?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. You don't appreciate it?
Also, it works here because Auburn's quarterback is named Jarrett.
Good point. Jarrett Stidham, by the way, coming into Death Valley. Had a chance to watch some of their game against Georgia Southern last night. I don't know if you've had a chance to dive into that. One of the beautiful things about being a human being in 2017 in college football is the fact that, of course, you've got a situation where now you can watch a cut-up of the game in literally 30 minutes. I mean, you can watch it in 30 minutes. Your initial takeaways, Lowell, before we dive in here tonight on Jarrett Stidham, just from what you've seen, because I can tell you this, I wasn't just floored by Stidham by any means. And looking back, too, at Kelly Bryant, while there were some really good moments, there were some other moments in that game where Kelly Bryant kind of had me holding my breath just a little bit as well. I don't know that Kelly Bryant was as good as I thought either coming out of that game. Both of those guys now, though, will face a much tougher task in terms of the defensive fronts that they'll be going against. And as you heard here on the program yesterday, our good buddy Michael Felder from the Bleacher Report said, Swanee, I'm going to be honest with you. I truly believe that this could be a situation where you've got people who – this could be a situation where you've got the best defensive line, perhaps, or best defensive lines in college football going head-to-head. You want to be a part of the program, here's how you do it. 803-978-1832. 803-978-1832. The hashtag on Twitter, CST Show. Follow us at Clemson Sports. Lowell, again, Clemson and Auburn, 34-14-2 all-time. Auburn leads the all-time series against the Tigers. At Clemson, Auburn leads at 10-6 with one tie. At Auburn, they lead at 20-5. Clemson, of course, winning down at Auburn for the first time in forever. I think it was, 50 years last season as the Tigers went down to Auburn and took care of business. Came out of there, escaped with a 19-13 victory. Again, Gus Malzahn, when he returned to Auburn, got the Tigers close. Almost got them a national championship in 2013, but they were defeated by Florida State in the waning moments of that matchup. And I was surprised to see the fact that in his time at Auburn, while I don't think he's been all that great in 5 years, he's still 36-18. 36-18. Not a terrible, terrible record by any means for Coach Gus Malzahn, who was, of course, the offensive coordinator when Auburn won the national championship with Cam Newton back in 2010. So there you go. A quick look briefly here at Clemson and Auburn as those two get set to square off. And Lowell, we were talking before the show about the fact that a lot of games, this is something else that's going on right now. A lot of teams are moving games around. Florida and Florida State have both moved their games to noon on Saturday. You've seen South Florida and UConn move up their game to 10:30 on Saturday. So games are being shifted around because of Hurricane Irma, which is the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic outside of the Caribbean Gulf outside of the Caribbean Sea and Gulf of Mexico in recorded history, I guess, in terms of how powerful this storm is right now. But the effects on Clemson and Auburn right now, and again, I'm not a weather man. I don't even really get into this stuff. Most people say to me, did you hear that Irma's tracking towards South Carolina now? And I'm like, actually, I didn't. But it appears now that Irma has the potential around 2 p.m. on Charleston, 2 p.m. on Monday to make landfall perhaps in or near Charleston, South Carolina. But that's well after Saturday's game. As a matter of fact, on Saturday, about time Clemson is kicking off, Irma will just be perhaps making landfall in the Florida area. And maybe still the eye of the hurricane could be still out to sea at that point. So in terms of the weather effects at Clemson, I would assume, and again, not a weatherman here, there may be some residual cloud coverage perhaps. There could be some things like that. But I think for Clemson and Auburn, the game's going to be all clear. 7 o'clock on Saturday. I think everything's going to be good. Lowell, weathermen get it wrong all the time. I might get it wrong today. Not a weatherman. You're not a weatherman. Would you agree with my assessment?
Like you said, we're not weathermen. We can only repeat what we've been told or read. So I can't really go with an argument against you.
Well, when I see the storm's going to be south of Miami and in the ocean on Saturday at 2 p.m. and at Sunday on 2 p.m., it's projected to be just making landfall in Florida. For anybody that's going, in my opinion, now listen, I could be wrong on this 100%, but anybody that's going, well, I don't know if I should go up to Clemson for the game. Now, if you live in Charleston and you have a lot of stuff to take care of and you need to board up some buildings and you want to do stuff like that because the hurricane's tracking that way, I get it. But if you live in the Midlands, I don't see any reason that you wouldn't be back at your house before we see any effects from Irma outside of maybe a little wind at this point and rain.
And I can tell you, I did go and look at some weather websites like AccuWeather and
Spider
stuff.
models.
Yeah,
spaghetti models, what do they call them?
Something like that. Just to see what the forecast would be for Saturday night, and it's supposed to be like 71 and the 5% chance of rain. So I think Saturday night, Clemson-Auburn, it's going to be all clear. Although, you know what? I had a fun time with the Clemson-Notre Dame game in the monsoon.
Did you now?
I thought it was fantastic.
You looked like you'd sat in a monsoon when Clemson took on Oklahoma down in Miami.
Oh,
when you
that
came out of
was a
stadium.
whole different situation. But, yeah, I don't know. Something about the rain, it gave everyone kind of like an added edge in the crowd. It made it a little rowdier.
Well, something that might make college football a little bit rowdier is a new rule that's apparently been proposed. The NCAA beginning to work on a proposal to immediately allow transfers to be eligible. The NCAA taking a look at this to figure things out, granting immediate eligibility to transfers who meet specific academic standards is one of the proposals that an NCAA group is working on and will ask the power brokers of college sports to evaluate it this month. It is intended to improve the transfer environment for college athletes, coaches, and teams in Division I. The transfer working group has referred to the Committee on Academics an idea that would allow immediate eligibility for students who meet certain academic benchmarks, according to Michelle Hosick, the NCAA's Associate Director of Public and Media Relations. She said what those benchmarks would be, no one knows yet. The decision will be driven by data. The Committee on Academics meets next in October. Next time is in October, and we'll be discussing the concept. It's not going to be voted on in the 2017 legislative cycle. So currently, in the situation we are in, players can leave institutions once they've graduated, and they are immediately eligible to play at a school that doesn't have a graduate program in a field that they might be looking for. Well, that's a little vague, because if I want to play, if I'm the backup at Clemson and I've graduated and there's a guy younger than me ahead of me and I want to leave and go play football at Vanderbilt, and they have a graphics communications department that is a master's degree, but so too does Clemson, I can't go there. So I've got to seek out a school. Let's say it was Ole Miss that didn't, and I would maybe have to go there. So you're limited in where you go. What's interesting about this, and my biggest concern with something like this, is that a coach could leave to go somewhere else, and this would be a stipulation that I would not want, and I didn't see this in there, but this would be something that would be in my proposal. Tom Herman leaves to go to Texas. I don't believe that a guy like Ed Oliver, even if he's in good academic standing, should just be allowed to go to Texas. I don't think that academic standing should be put ahead of a coach potentially trying to stack the deck by leaving. So a better example of this could be, say, Jimbo Fisher. Let's say Jimbo Fisher decided when Nick Saban retires that he's going to go to Alabama, with one little caveat. He's going to bring every academically eligible player that he's got that is qualified to go with him from Florida State to Alabama. I don't like that aspect of a potential move like this, because those guys would be immediately eligible.
I understand what you're saying, but I would come from the perspective of some of these guys, even though they probably shouldn't, they should probably commit to a school that they love. Some of these guys commit to a coach because they really love the coach. So I don't like all the restrictions that are put on players, because coaches have free reign to do whatever they want to do, and it bothers me a little bit that players don't.
Well, maybe it's the coaches that should have to sit out a year. So maybe Nick Saban goes, or Jimbo Fisher goes from Florida State to Alabama, but he's got to sit a year, and his coordinators have to coach him up for a year. I think that's a little ridiculous too. I don't have a great answer to a problem that may begin to present itself sooner rather than later. Stay with us.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeart Radio Music Festival.
iHeartRadio.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Let's go!
Keep listening to win a penthouse at Aria Sky Suites.
Yeah!
And a $10,000 gift card courtesy of our marquee partner, Capital One.
The music never stops with unlimited data from T-Mobile. Switch to America's best unlimited network, T-Mobile, to stream all you want, where you want. Top 3% of data users over 32 gigs a month may notice reduced speeds. Capable device required.
Mid-Carolina Credit Union is your member-owned and community-driven credit union with the technology to make your purchases easier and safer. MCCU offers mobile wallet, and as a member, you no longer need a debit card. Every in-store purchase can be done via an app on your smartphone. It's the free, secure, and convenient way to make purchases. Visit midcarolinacu.com to find out more. See a representative for details on all of our offerings insured by the NCUA and Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 403334.
Mid-Carolina Credit Union, our community, our focus.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
Attention, anyone who's suffering from lower back pain. Right now, HealthSource is offering our listeners an absolutely free back pain consultation on a first-come, first-served basis by calling 803-218-9047. Our doctors can find the root cause of your lower back pain and show you how to get well fast and stay well longer. No more pain. No more feeling worn out. Essentially, no more not feeling like yourself. Call 803-218-9047.
You're listening to Clemson Sports Talk with my dad, Lawton Swan, on Fox Sports Radio 1400 and on the iHeart Radio app.
Clemson Sports Talk, Lawton Swan, Fox Sports Radio 1400, the iHeart Radio app. A little childish Gambino in the background. Lowell, the producer, getting down with the sound. I hear you, man. I feel it. That's just a smooth song. It's just got a nice flow to it. So, I mean, I really dig that. That's one of my favorites right now.
This song has actually become somewhat of a meme. I don't know if you know that.
No.
People will take other songs and put it over this beat and see how well they can make it sound. Someone did All-Star over this beat, and it actually worked really well.
Is that why earlier when I put this in, you're like, hey, could you find All-Star for me?
No, I wanted you to find Superstar, not All-Star.
Oh, it's not the same thing?
No.
That's two totally different things? Is that like
All-Star by Smash Mouth?
Hey, now, you're an All-Star.
Yeah, that's All-Star.
Do they do it to the beat? So
yeah, they slowed it down and did it to the beat, and it was fantastic. I'll show you during the break.
Really? All right, so what's the song you're talking about? You're a shining star.
No.
Superstar. Whatever.
Lupe Fiasco.
Oh.
Superstar.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were going like old school on me when you were saying that.
No,
I couldn't figure out why you. I was like, what are you trapped in the 70s over there? I'm like, what is going on with this guy? 803-978-1832. Let's go back to that conversation we were having before the break about the transfer rules. Again, I think it's certainly an interesting proposal because I kind of fall in line with you on this, Lowell. I believe that college athletes who are doing what they're supposed to do academically should be rewarded in some respect. That should be a benefit. And again, they haven't said what those criteria are, but what if you said it's for all students who are, have a 3.0 or better? You have a 3.0 or better, and you want to leave and go somewhere else, you're eligible to play immediately. I mean, again, there may be some other criteria, but what have you put an emphasis on at that point? There's an emphasis on being successful in the classroom, giving you an opportunity to move somewhere else if you aren't happy.
And there's a couple of aspects to this that I really like. Number one, it's a one-time immediate eligibility. So for the people who are worried, well, these guys are just going to bounce around from school to school to school. No,
Sure.
no, you can only go
one
once.
time, right.
You can only go once. Secondly, I really like the idea that coaches will not be able to limit or come up with a list of here's where you can go. I've never understood why that's a rule. I get it in terms of maybe, if someone from Clemson wants to go to Florida State, yeah, that puts you in a competitive disadvantage. But at the same time, why should you get to dictate this kid's life and where he wants to go? So I've never liked the idea of schools being able to limit where a player can go. And so taking that away too is something that I like about the proposal.
Taking a look at it as well, most coaches say they would not be in favor of it, calling it the Wild Wild West. I think it's ironic because coaches don't have a problem, like you talked about earlier,
right,
jumping around and going wherever they want to go. I think if there are certain criteria on it, focused on the academic side of things, I would not have a problem with this at all. Scott Drew called it, he said it would be the worst rule ever. It would be the Wild West. Coaches won't agree on everything, but on this, they'd be unanimous. My other feeling on it is, and thought on it for the player's perspective is, I'm a 4-star kid coming out of high school. I'm doing pretty well. I'm in my second year on campus, but we've built this program. We've gotten better. And all of a sudden, you go out and bring in a 5-star player who plays small forward, and my minutes are now limited, and thus maybe my opportunity to showcase what I can do becomes limited. I could transfer. I have every right to transfer. And you can block me, as you mentioned momentarily, that can block kids from going somewhere where they want to go. The one thing still is, though, that kid still has to sit out wherever they go if they were blocked. Why not, if the kid wants to go somewhere else and play immediately, should they not be allowed to go and play immediately? And right now in basketball, it really isn't all that much different than what happened with Eli Thomas. Eli Thomas left Texas A&M, and then all of a sudden, here he is, recognized at Clemson in December once the end of the semester came, once the end of the semester, I guess, ended. I don't even know a better word for it. All of a sudden, then he's eligible to play for Clemson because of the timeline in which he transferred from Texas A&M. He didn't allow it to roll over into January before he left. So he played 2000, and this, you might have to help me with my brain here, Lowell. He played 2016 with A&M, did not play with them in 2015 with A&M, did not play with them in 2016, was not eligible to play at Clemson in 2016 until after the end of the semester, just before December, or just before the beginning of January, or whenever the last day was of the classes, and then he became eligible to play the rest of the year. So technically, yes, he sat out a year, but he played in both basketball seasons. So it's not a significant shift, in my opinion. You could give us your thoughts. Do you think it's the worst rule? Do you think it's the best rule? Is this something you'd be in favor of? Again, they're talking about putting some sort of standards on it. I think academic standards are a perfect reason. Man, make it something like this if you want. If you're a 4.0 student, your coaching staff can't block you from going anywhere. You cannot be blocked because you got a 4.0. You're doing work in the classroom. We're not going to allow your coaching staffs to punish you. You make a 3.5, maybe they can punish you, or a 3.0, whatever. I mean, emphasize the educational portion of the process, and perhaps, because for a coach, is that not incentive? Is that not incentive for you in some respects? Because all of a sudden, if your kids are doing well academically, you don't get drugged down by academic progress rates. You don't get drugged down by graduation issues and things like that right now can befall a program. And I don't know this. This is something we'd have to look into. If a kid transfers from Clemson, goes on to Miami, and graduates, does Brownell take a L for the graduation and Miami get the L or get the W? Basically, does Clemson take a loss for that kid, and does another school get a win?
I feel like it would just be a wash for the
both wins, basically.
Right.
If the kid graduates, everybody should win. I mean, in my book, I don't care if the kid played at 18 colleges. If he graduates, isn't that the goal of college?
And here's something else to think about. In terms of recruiting, if you have a track record of graduating players and having guys with high GPAs within your program, that might be more incentive for a player to come to you, because they may figure, oh, this guy can keep my grades on track, and then if I want to leave, my grades will be good to leave. Unlike a school where maybe they don't care as much about the academics, and maybe they have a low academic rating, it may be a deterrent for a kid to go there, if that makes sense.
803-978-1832 is the number. Give us your thoughts on it. When we come back, we'll take a look at Clemson's snap report for the Kent State game ahead of this matchup between Clemson and Auburn, and also an update from the Plains on their situation at running back. Tomorrow, we're going to be joined by
Josh Vitale.
Josh Vitale from Auburn to talk about the Tigers as we get set for this matchup inside Death Valley. A couple of top 15 teams squaring off in a big primetime matchup on ESPN. Stay with us.
The hurricane force winds to
It's going to be flooding.
Prepare. Listening to the radio.
Fox Sports Radio 1400 is here with Operation Stormwatch as Irma bears down on the Palmetto State.
Tune to the appropriate station.
And get the latest updates from our sister station, News Radio 560 WVOC.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Swim in their sparkling indoor and outdoor pools, relax in their hot tubs, try out the Adventure Oasis pool with adult-sized water slide, or just float down the 250-foot lazy river. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
We alarm our houses, and we alarm our cars. But when it comes to your personal information, it can be tough to know when something isn't right. That's where Discover Card can help. Now, we'll send you an alert if we find your Social Security number on any one of thousands of risky websites. And this service is free for card members. Just sign up online. It's our way of looking out for you, not just your account. Learn more at discover.com/free alerts. Limitations apply.
At OPEX Columbia, we aim to inspire, empower, and challenge individuals to reach their highest potential. We take this mission very seriously and sincerely desire to help people achieve the goals they set out for themselves. OPEX Columbia is where you will excel no matter what your goal, whether that be health and wellness, body composition, or being a competitive athlete. We are conveniently located downtown across from the South Carolina Baseball Stadium. Contact us at opexcolumbia.com and mention this ad to receive 10% off your 3-part assessment.
From Two Men and a Truck Movers Who Care, the showers will die off overnight and the skies will clear out. The temperatures will drop to the upper 50s. Tomorrow will be delightful. Sunny skies and highs right around 80. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by the South Carolina Education Lottery. Did you know you can play crossword and win up to $75,000 by playing a South Carolina Education Lottery $3 instant game? Visit your local lottery retailer for game and odds information.
We remain concerned about Houston.
iHeart Media is teaming up with the Red Cross to help our friends in Texas.
We are deeply concerned. Catastrophic flooding is likely to persist.
Help now at redcross.org.
Recovering survivors.
Or give $10 by texting Harvey to 90999.
Hurricane Harvey, one of the largest disasters America has ever faced.
Catastrophic. Unprecedented.
Thank you from this iHeart radio station.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk, your iHeart Radio home for the 2016 College Football National Champion, Clemson Tigers.
Lawton Swan, Lowell the producer, getting with you here weeknight, 6 to 8 p.m., Fox Sports Radio 1400, and on the iHeart Radio application. Clemson snap report in terms of this matchup between the Tigers and Kent State looked a little something like this. Kelly Bryant with the most snaps of any Clemson Tiger football player with 48. Again, you look at Kelly Bryant, a season opening record, 313 total yards in terms of what he did through the air and on the ground. Hunter Johnson came in with third at the quarterback spot in terms of plays with 20. Zarek Cooper just in for 14 plays. You know, thinking back to Clemson after that game and the post-game interviews and talking with those guys, I got to tell you, I got a weird feeling about Zarek Cooper. And I don't know if any of you had a chance to watch the video that we posted of Zarek Cooper post-game, but just didn't seem too happy right now. And I don't know if that's because he's playing second fiddle to Kelly Bryant. I don't know if that's because he doesn't feel like he's going to, be able to overcome Kelly. I don't know if it's because he feels like Hunter Johnson's getting more opportunities, but I didn't get the vibe that Zarek Cooper was a jolly guy right now. Even coming off of his first playing time in Death Valley, he seemed a little defeated to me. And I can imagine that's difficult. I mean, I remember a couple of weeks ago we thought the website was going to launch, and then we had to roll it back a little bit. I was defeated for a couple of days. It can beat you up. And if you've worked really hard to be great at something and you work really hard to be the starter and you think you're good enough and you got to believe it in your mind, I mean, you have to believe that you're the number one guy. And then it doesn't happen. Well, then, all of a sudden, you can feel defeated and pretty self-deprecating, I guess you would say, in terms of, your value and am I as good as I thought I was? But he didn't come across to me as a guy that was excited about playing football right now.
It's not over. It's not over by any means. Let Kelly Bryant struggle for the first half of the Auburn game. Look. I know they want Kelly Bryant to be the guy, but if he comes out and he's getting crushed left and right and he can't complete a pass and Clemson's losing by 14 to 17 points at halftime, the coaches are going to look for a spark. They're going to look to make a change. It's not over. It's not over yet if you're Zarek Cooper or Hunter Johnson.
At the running back position, it was starter C.J. Fuller. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns, had 24 plays in which he was involved. Tavian Feaster was in for 15. Adam Choice for 12. Travis Etienne, 15 plays. Adam Choice, 12. And Tavian Feaster played in 11 plays and had a nice touchdown run in that one. You look at the running back situation again at Clemson. A lot of people on social media hit me up through the week and were like, Swanee, I'm ready for it to be Fuller, then Etienne, then Feaster, and then Adam Choice.
I thought Adam Choice looked really good. There was one run he had. It was only about maybe a 6-7 yard run, but the way he hit the hole and the burst he had, I thought it was Feaster for a minute. I thought Adam Choice was running fast, was running hard. He had that burst that we saw back in 2014 where people forget that Adam Choice was going to be the starter. He was cementing himself into that starter role before he got hurt, and Clemson had to turn to Wayne Gallman. Adam Choice looked back to his old self running the ball.
803-978-1832. 803-978-1832. Again, hit us up. The hashtag on Twitter, CST Show, at Clemson Sports, and also the Ocean Reef Resort text line is always open, 803-450-0086, 803-450-0086. Some people wanted to know about the defensive side of the ball and whether or not Mark Fields played. He did play. He was in on 10 plays. Didn't make a tackle. A little quiet night for him. I can tell you, it's easy for me to see why a guy like Trayvon Mullen is going to be on the field a lot this year. It's easy for me to see why a guy like Tanner Muse is going to be on the field a lot this year, and A.J. Terrell. We just talked about it with basketball a few minutes ago in recruiting. It's no offense to Ryan Carter. I don't even care to offend a guy like Mark Fields because I think he's a heck of a football player. Mullen and Terrell have a higher upside. Mullen is a monster. Lowell, the first time you set your eyes on him this spring, you couldn't get on the phone fast enough to tell me how great you thought he looked. And you see him out there. You know who he looked like to me at corner? You want me to tell you who he looked like at corner? It looked like Jaron Kearse was out there at corner.
Well, one of the biggest things I noticed was when I went up there for the opening practice of fall camp, I watched them do tackling drills, and Brent Venables was leading the tackling drills, and you had a mix of players. You had corners together, you had corners and defensive linemen, linebackers all together doing this tackling drill, and the only one who consistently got praise and did not get yelled at for having bad form or not going through the tackle or not finishing the tackle was Trayvon Mullen. Mullen was the only player out of that entire group who Venables consistently said did a great job in his tackles.
David's on. I'll tell you what we're going to do, David. Let's hold David over because we got about a minute until the top of the segment here, and I don't want to not hear from David, or I don't want to let David not get his thoughts out. So we'll hold David over. Again, defensively, Austin Bryant played 27 snaps. Cleveland Farrell was in on 26. Chris Register in on 14. Logan Rudolph in on 10. Xavier Thomas played 10. Dexter Lawrence played 23. Wilkins played 21. Sterling Johnson played 18. Niles Pickney played 13, along with Albert Huggins, who put in 13. At linebacker, Kendall Joseph led the way with 25 plays. Jalen Williams played 24. Trey Lamar with 22. Dorian O'Daniel with 22 as well. So just a quick look there at some of the guys. By the way, Kayvon Wallace played 31 and Tanner Muse played 28 plays this past weekend. So there you go. 803-978-1832. I got the nod of approval from Lowell, the producer, on that one. We'll be right back. We'll talk with David, get his thoughts on things here on the show that shakes the Southland, Clemson Sports Talk.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeart Radio Music Festival. September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Let's go! Keep listening to win a penthouse at Aria Sky Suites. Yeah! And a $10,000 gift card courtesy of our marquee partner, Capital One.
Looking for more fun at the iHeartRadio Music Festival? Then download VoiceBite. The new app lets you use your voice to win prizes, interact with personalities, and share your festival experience. Stop typing and start talking. Download the VoiceBite app now.
Lawton Swan here, and I know in sports we're always talking about the big guy. Well, let me tell you, when you're buying a car, you don't need that. What you need to do is head down to Orangeburg to my good friends at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. 4 generations of family-owned business right there at Ferry Chevrolet. No dock fees, no tricks, straightforward pricing in a low-pressure environment you'll love. Check them out online, ferrychevrolet.com, or call them 803-536-1600. It's Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac, just a short 30-minute drive off of exit 145A in Orangeburg.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, "Dad,
You're the best father ever. I was like, what makes you say that, son? He said, when I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore. Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916. Outside is fun again.
This is Bob. Bob is going to shop for a diamond. Bob finds a diamond online that's a few $100s cheaper than a local store. Bob is so happy he's saved himself some money. This is Mary.
Hello.
Mary's dating Bob. Bob comes over to Mary's house and pops the question. Mary squeals.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening.
And then says,
Wait, what's wrong with this diamond? It's yellow and has spots.
Bob is shocked. Mary runs away, never to be seen with Bob again. The moral to this story, don't be Bob. When you want the right diamond to pop the question for the love of your life, shop Satterfield's Jewelry Warehouse. Our consultants are trained to help you through the diamond buying process. They'll educate you so you can make the most important jewelry purchase of your life with confidence. Our goal is for you to find the perfect diamond that she'll cherish forever. And that's how you make sure your story has a happily ever after ending. Satterfield's Jewelry Warehouse, for life's every moment. Don't be Bob.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders from KFC here with some real news. My delicious, world-famous original recipe fried chicken is available at a KFC near you. It has been and will be until the end of time. No matter what's happening in the world, you can trust that my original recipe chicken is always made with 11 herbs and spices. Many unnamed sources agree. It's delicious. Get it in a KFC $10 chicken share and enjoy it with a friend. KFC, it's still finger-licking good. Limited time offer at participating KFCs. Prices may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules.
Follow Clemson Sports Talk on Twitter at Clemson Sports. Now more of Clemson Sports Talk. Take it away, Dad.
Kane is in the building.
Okay, so I tried something new there. Not a fan. Not a fan. I almost feel like I owe it to the people to play a better version.
You should have gone with the other Lupe Fiasco song that I wanted.
You know, yeah. Speaking of Lupe Fiasco, when are you going to get Rope Fiasco, Jordan Roper, back up in here to hang out with us?
I don't know, man. That's on you. That's on you.
Well, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm deleting that song off the board. That song was terrible. Pot me up something. Pot me up, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me play at least something to, like, beat myself up a little bit for that.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Well, that was true regardless.
I went off the script, man. I just went off the script. And I got burnt, I guess you would say. 803-978-1832. 803-978-1832. We were talking about snaps. Well, a couple of things that might affect the snaps for the Auburn Tigers against Clemson coming up this weekend. How about this? Cam Petaway going to make his return from suspension this weekend for the Auburn Tigers, but it looks like Kerryon Johnson may perhaps not play in this game due to injury. Gus Malzahn confirmed that Petaway, the fourth leading rusher in the SEC last season, despite losing 3 games to injury, will be fresh and ready to go for their Week 2 matchup against Clemson. Kerryon Johnson, though, who started in place of Petaway this past weekend, in the opener was injured in the second quarter. Malzahn declined to discuss the specifics of the injury, although it is believed to be a right hamstring issue. So, again, in the limited amount of time that I had a chance to see Kerryon Johnson before he got hurt, the kid looked pretty good, man. Had a big run, broke out in the open field. But up in the air still for Saturday's matchup against Clemson. Nonetheless, though, getting Pettaway back for the Auburn Tigers is a huge deal. But, I don't know enough. I'm going to be honest with you, and this will be a good reason. This is a good reason that tomorrow we've got Josh Vitale coming on the program, because he could give us a little bit more depth, a little bit more in-depth, coverage of the depth at the running back spot for the Auburn Tigers, because that is really where their bread is buttered in terms of their offensive philosophy, is the running backs.
No, look, Cam Pettaway is gigantic. He can be a workhorse, but when you're, just from an Auburn perspective, when you're going up against what a lot of people think is the best defensive front in the country, you'd like to have two good running backs that you can rotate in and out, rather than have Cam Pettaway take 45 carries and get beat up the entire game.
Yeah, Johnson had 16 carries for 136 yards and a touchdown against Georgia Southern. Pulled up on a long run in the second quarter, fell to the turf, hobbled off the field. Auburn's in-house team radio reported it was a lower hamstring injury on the run. Again, Cam Pettaway making his return for the Auburn Tigers, certainly a good thing for them as well. If they've got both of these guys, you would believe they'd be in good shape coming into that game, assuming that Kerryon Johnson is healthy. But nonetheless, right now, for the Auburn Tigers, absolutely some concerns there at running back. Again, I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Clemson, but I can tell you this. I've sat in games in early September at night in Tiger Town that were as hot and as humid as any games that Clemson's ever played in. And, if something like that were to be the case and you don't have all your horses in the stable at running back, Clemson's got a plethora right now of running backs. Give Clemson that. We could talk about the debate at quarterback. We can talk about the strength at wideout. We could talk about all of those, the situations that Clemson is very good in terms of depth. I don't remember a time at Clemson where I felt as good about their running backs in a while, where they were 4 deep, and I felt really good about it. Again, I'd like to see more out of Feaster. I'd like to see Choice bounce back to where he was, 2-3 years ago when he was the starting running back for Clemson before he got injured. But what I do recognize is that any of those 4 guys are in the game, outside of some pass protection issues that I think you're still seeing a young guy like Travis Etienne work through. Have I called him Etienne tonight? If I have, please slap me. Did I call him Etienne earlier when I went through the rundown?
I don't think so.
I think I did.
We'll have to go back and listen.
It is so natural. I think I did. Travis Etienne, even when he's in the game, outside of those issues and concerns that I have with his ability to pass protect for the quarterbacks, much like we had for Tavian Feaster last year, this is still a very, very good team at running back. Very good. 803-978-1832. David, man, sorry. I don't know what the producer's doing over there. He didn't give me the hand signal. David, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. That's kind of a lot of what I wanted to talk about, the running back situation. I went up to the Kent State game, and there were a few things I wanted to see, and I saw them. The main thing was I wanted to see Kelly Bryant throw a nice deep ball so that Auburn can't stack the box. And I thought, I have not seen a deep ball thrown as accurately as that. I mean, that was as good as you can throw. Deion Kane was hit in stride, and the ball traveled about 50 yards in the air, 61-yard touchdown. It was an effortless flick of the wrist, and it would give me great pause as an opposing defensive coordinator to try and stack the box to stop this offense, because Kelly Bryant will tear you apart if he can throw the ball like that on a consistent basis. Having said that, running back, they all look really good to me. I will say this, I think, and I feel like I'm the only one, but I think it's obvious, Tavian Feaster has lost a lot of his world-class speed with that added weight. He obviously took the ball 47 yards for a touchdown, That was against Kent State. He may end up being a better running back because of it, but I think that's the reason why Deion Kane beat him in that foot race. He looked like lightning last year. He was one of the fastest, if not the fastest player in the country, a track star. You put on 20 pounds or whatever he did, it's going to take a little bit of a toll. Anyway, having said that, he looked really good. Travis Etienne looks like a freaking stud. C.J. Fuller is very Gallman-like. And Choice, I think, is very serviceable as well. Having said all of that, the most impressed I was with I think it's the most embarrassment of riches I've ever seen at Clemson in a wide receiving corps. All we think about each year is the new class of studs like T. Higgins and Amari Rodgers, and you forget about these guys, some of them that redshirted, and then some of them that got big. DeAndre Overton and Cornell Powell are grown men, and they are going to be very difficult to defend.
David, man, they are going to be tough to defend. There's no doubt about that. We've got to hit the top of the hour break here on the show that shakes the Southland. Stay with us on Fox Sports Radio.
This is Dave, and we're back on Pit Stop Radio. Listen to what our customers say about their pit stop.
I'm an insurance agent. I'm here probably once a day. Anything from snacks, drinks, to, maybe going into Burger King and getting something to eat. Yeah, I'll come in and get water. They got 20-ounce Aquafina water for 99 cents. We even sometimes get the 32-ounce Powerade 2 for $2.50. Yeah, it's a great price, and it's cold, refreshing, hits the spot. Yeah, for fun in the summer, we were at a swimming pool with the kids, or we're at Lake Murray.
Want convenience without compromise?
Don't stop till you're at Pit Stop.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman-Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? But to order at Kaufman's Meat Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
Does your water have a bad taste and odor, high content of chlorinating chemicals, and hardness? Then call the plumbing pros at Metz Plumbing for a free water analysis. Metz Plumbing is the exclusive dealer for Connecticut Water Systems, the best drinking water system in the world.
732 Would you buy a pool table on the internet? Big mistake. Chances are it'll be low quality, warp, and become unlevel. The place to buy a quality table that's gonna last is Carolina Pool Tables Plus. Forget the net. Carolina Pool Tables Plus, 799-5305.
Hi everyone, this is Ray.
And Marianne from Absolute Glass in Lexington.
We would like to thank Lexington for voting us the best glass shop in Lexington for 7 years in a row.
Absolute Glass specializes in high-end auto glass replacement and repair. But did you know we also specialize in home windows, patio doors, tabletops, shower enclosures, mirrors, storefronts, decorative glass, plexiglass, and safety glass.
Visit AbsoluteGlassInc.com to request a quote or call us at 803-951-7200.
We remain concerned about Houston.
iHeart Media is teaming up with the Red Cross to help our friends in Texas.
We are deeply concerned.
Catastrophic flooding is likely to persist.
Help now at redcross.org.
Recovering survivors.
Or give $10 by texting Harvey to 90999.
Hurricane Harvey, one of the largest disasters America has ever faced.
Catastrophic. Unprecedented.
Thank you from this iHeart radio station.
More than 8,000 children in South Carolina need a caring adult to serve as their voice in family court. The time guardian ad litem volunteers spend investing in these children can change their lives forever. To volunteer, you must be 21 years old, able to pass a background check, and passionate about serving children. Become a guardian ad litem volunteer today and make a difference for tomorrow. For more information on how you can help, visit scgal.org. That's scgal.org.
Major key alert. Don't ever play yourself. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com.
Stay focused. Now that's a major key alert.
Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
From the E.F. Martin Heating and Air Studios, this is Fox Sports Radio 1400.
WCOS Columbia.
Available anywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app.
Fox Sports Trending now.
Cleveland Browns will open up the season against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, and Cleveland.com is reporting that top pick and rookie defensive end Myles Garrett could miss that game and others after suffering an ankle injury in practice today. The report adds that Garrett is going to have an MRI on the ankle, which forced him to miss the rest of their workouts in preparation for Week 1. There will be no Week 1 for the Buccaneers and Dolphins. Both teams instead will get a bye because their game has been postponed from Week 1 until Week 11 because of Hurricane Irma. They'll play that game November 19th. With TrueCar, you can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for, new or used. Visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Twins down the race today 10-6, combined with the Angels lost to Oakland 3-1. Twins now in that final wildcard spot in the American League. Phil Mickelson and Charlie Hoffman named as captain's picks for the President's Cup team.
It's time for Clemson Sports Talk with Lawton Swan.
Ready, set, just call me Swanee.
Tiger style. Tiger style.
It is hour number 2. That's prime time right here on Fox Sports Radio and iHeart Radio. Lawton Swan, Lowell, the producer. Is there Maction tonight, Lowell? When does the college football kick back up? Tomorrow night? No, there's no college football tomorrow night. What? I just remember there's no college football tomorrow night, Lowell. NFL kicks off tomorrow night. Isn't that a bummer? I think the southern states are the only states where people are like, oh, NFL. Everybody else is like, yeah, NFL's here. They've been waiting all up north. They've just been waiting. Here in the South, man, you can't wait to get that college football rolling again. 803-978-1832. The hashtag on Twitter, CST Show. Follow the program at Clemson Sports. Lowell, what you got? Any games tomorrow? By the way, speaking of tomorrow, Clemson opens its golf season at the Carpet Classic. Again, the Clemson Tigers, man, you can expect an incredible year from this Clemson Tiger men's golf team. There's no question that they're going to be really, really good. You look at the job that Larry Penley's done there, 35 years in Tiger Town. With this Clemson Tiger group with Doc Redman, they're going to be incredible. Now, I don't think Doc Redman's going to be there this weekend. As a matter of fact, he's not. Of course, he was the 2017 United States Amateur Champion. He'll play for the U.S. team in the Walker Cup matches in Los Angeles. I thought I remembered Larry saying that to us when we had him on the show a few weeks back, but that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Clemson's men's, women's, soccer, and football programs all ranked inside the top 4. And I'm going to tell you, this Clemson Tiger men's golf team is going to be a very good golf team this year. Lowell, any college football this weekend or tomorrow? No relevant games, maybe? Is that what you're going to tell me?
There's no big game. I think that's Idaho State and Utah State.
Okay.
Tomorrow, 8 p.m.
Who you got in that one? As I understand it, Utah State's got just an incredible amount of talent on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, Utah State seems to just kind of come out of nowhere every year. It seems like they're always decent. They gave Wisconsin a run for a while, so I think I got to take Utah State.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue anything about that. Just being honest with you, I just made all that up. I have no idea about their teams.
They gave Wisconsin a run for their money in the first half.
Who's favored in that matchup between who is it? Idaho State and Utah State?
Idaho State and Utah State. Let me go check Vegas, and I will tell you who is favored and what's the spread. Oh, there is no spread.
No
spread on the game from Vegas.
Why? How could that be? It sounds like is it on television? Can we watch it somewhere? Like, can we catch it on ESPN or
tomorrow on Oh, it's on Facebook Live tomorrow at 8 p.m.
So right after we go off the air on YouTube, you can catch it on Facebook Live. Is this the first ever Facebook Live college football game? This could be historic, Lowell. This should have been a topic. Imagining the places you'll watch college football the rest of your life. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook Live. That's crazy. I had no idea.
I just Googled Facebook Live and college football, and apparently Barstool Sports has inked a partnership with Facebook Live to do a college football campus show.
That's not a bad deal either. That's actually not a bad deal at all. By the way, in the ACC, no games, of course, on Thursday, but here's a rundown of Saturday's games. And again, some of these matchups have been moved due to Hurricane Irma coming through, which, Lowell, you commented during the break. You wish you had.
I wish I was the one who could name the hurricanes.
What I don't like about it is they go in alphabetical order. That's what I really hate about it. Why do they always start with A, B, C, D? Like, who came up with that crummy rule? I think you should just be able to name them whatever you want to name them. You shouldn't have to go in alphabetical order.
What would be your first hurricane name? Can't name it after yourself.
Well, that's a great question. If I were naming a hurricane, I think Rufus just sounds like somebody that would tear some stuff up if he were around here right now. If there was a guy in here named Rufus, I would believe he would break something. I'd go with something like Rufus. Kind of a tough, rugged name. What are some real rugged, edgy names? Like Ralph. Hurricane Ralph.
I think I would go with like an Italian mob name. Because the hurricane's going to hit you, if you know what I mean.
Oh, is that what it's going to do?
Oh yeah.
So what like give me can you give me some Italian mob names? You got nothing for me?
Giuseppe. Hurricane Giuseppe. How about that? How you feeling about Hurricane Giuseppe?
The only reason we're going to get out of the studio alive is because you are Italian tonight.
Yeah,
you recognize that fact, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get away with slander against Italians because I am Italian.
Sure you can. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's not what you call slanderous conversation.
Giuseppe's a real Italian name.
Yeah, I don't think that's slanderous. That's what I'm saying. That you don't slander people on the air. Lo, what are you talking about? That's not
Has
slanderous.
there been a Hurricane Marco? I feel like there has. Am I crazy?
Polo. Fish out of water?
Hang on.
No. All right, number 17, Louisville at North Carolina. That's a noon kickoff on ESPN. Northwestern at Duke, noon on ESPN. These are Saturday games. Jacksonville State at Georgia Tech, 12:30. That's going to be on Fox Sports affiliates. Wake Forest at Boston College. That's going to be at 1 p.m. on the ACC Network. Pitt at Penn State, 3:30 on ABC. Miami and Arkansas State. We mentioned that one earlier. That game's – let me ask you this, Lowell, and this is what I didn't understand about that. Miami's game at Arkansas State has been canceled due to concerns over Irma, but they're playing at Arkansas State. That's what I didn't understand.
Yeah, I sort of feel like if the plan is you want to evacuate Miami anyways, why don't you evacuate Miami to Arkansas and go play your football game?
Like when I read that earlier, I thought the same thing, but then, looking at it further, I thought, why is that? Unless, and maybe you can dig this up, unless there is concern that many of these players have families in Miami and family members in Miami, and they would not want them playing a game when the eye of that hurricane essentially is just off the coast of Miami ahead of their football matchup. Because in fairness to the kids, that's not something you want to play under the duress of. Now, the other side of that is the fact that we've got a situation where you've got several players across the country that have family members from Miami. So, again, that's something that you need to think about as well. 803-978-1832. 803-978-1832. 1832 is the number. The hashtag on Twitter, CST Show.
For the record,
Yeah.
there was a Hurricane Marco.
Really?
1996.
I thought it sounded familiar. 803-978-1832 is the number. You can hang out with us again on Fox Sports Radio 1400. Harold Coleman coming up here on Clemson Sports Talk tonight, as he does each and every Wednesday evening. Always a good time. Talk with the big man, Dutch Coleman. He does a spectacular job giving us the inside scoop on Clemson football and also his thoughts on the matchups that Clemson has forthcoming, like the one against the Auburn Tigers. Can't wait to get his recap of the game against Kent State and ultimately his thoughts on Clemson and the men from the Plains as they make their way up just a couple of hours down the interstate from Clemson on I-20. In a little town, many people say it looks like Clemson without a lake. The Auburn Tigers coming into Death Valley. But first, on Twitter, he's at the Dutch Coleman. He's Harold Coleman. Dutch, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man. How you doing today?
You know what? I think I just messed up your Twitter handle. It's the real Dutch Coleman, isn't it?
No, you're right the first time. The Dutch Coleman.
Oh, okay, good. Good. I like people that don't have all that arrogance of being the real something on Twitter. Dutch, let me ask you, man. I know you had a chance to watch Clemson and Kent State this past weekend. Just some of your initial takeaways from what you could take away from that game, I guess you'd say.
You can't take away too much except for it's live bullets. It's against another team. You get to practice execution, timing, things of that nature, but you're not going to get the high-level pressure, high-level competition that you're going to get against a Power 5 opponent. But with us having some major replacements in terms of replacing Mike Williams and Artavis Scott, Deshaun Watson, people like that, Gallman himself, big number 9, this was a perfect first-week test to get those guys, some miles on their legs, for lack of a better term.
Well, when you watch Travis Etienne rush the football, not many guys with a 7-yard carry kind of get a pop from the crowd and get everybody excited. But, man, did he look good in his first carries, and then he broke off a big long one for, I believe it was 53 yards. What did you see from this kid specifically? I know you talked about him a little bit last week, but were you surprised to see anything on Saturday?
Was not surprised. Leaving practice, as you mentioned, I spoke about him last week prior to the Kent State game, that he probably was the best back that I saw in practice. And it just kind of confirmed what I saw. You want to see it against live bullets. You want to see how people perform with the lights on, with 87,000 people in Death Valley screaming, and being a true freshman. And we got what I thought we'd get. We got what I was hoping we'd get, and the fans love it. Running backs, when I played at Clemson, I remember running back coach, Coach Brinson, always said, running backs are the reason people are in the stadium. So he lived up to that.
I stood beside him after the game. He really is not a huge guy by any means, but, man, he runs with a violent nature that I really love. Now, in terms of this Clemson Tiger defense, that's where I have maybe my biggest concerns, because as good as I expect them to be, they weren't challenged in the least by Kent State. It was almost as if Kent State was just there to collect a check and get out of town. When they prepare for this Auburn matchup, it's such a unique offense that Gus Malzahn runs. Do you think they really got a chance to get their feet under them all that much in that Kent State game?
Well, I think in the defense, it's a completely different situation than the offense. You have a proven commodity in the defense. You have the reason that our defense runs the way it does is because of the guys up front. They, by and large, came back. So that's a solid position. They're going to be the reason that the linebackers are going to be able to play the way they play. They're going to be the reason that the corners don't have to cover for a long time. So as long as that defensive line shows up, and again, it was just routine for them. It wasn't an unknown commodity with those guys. So as long as they're doing their job, I'm fine. Kent State was just a practice run. As far as Auburn's offense, I'm convinced that what we do against our defense in practice every day is more than enough to prepare us for any team in this nation outside of Georgia Tech.
Harold Coleman here on Clemson Sports Talk. When you talk about the Atlantic Coast Conference, Harold, clearly things seem to shift just a little bit, at least in the favor of Clemson, perhaps, in the Atlantic Division when DeAndre Francois went down against the Alabama Crimson Tide. It's an unfortunate circumstance for Francois and the Florida State Seminoles, but what does that do in terms of the chances that Clemson is the representative of the ACC, perhaps, in the postseason?
Well, if you're a betting person, then you're going to have to push a little more chips into the center in favor of Clemson. We all kind of talked about how tough Francois was as far as the beating he would, take on a weekly basis last year. And we even said, how much longer can this guy take this beating? And again, a hit, against a major opponent like a Florida, like a Alabama, like a Clemson, like a Louisville, somebody was going to do it. And unfortunately, it was the first week of the season. Unfortunately, this had to happen. But, I think you have to push your chips all. If I'm a bet man, I'm pushing my chips all in.
There were several games this weekend, Dutch, where teams were maybe dominated statistically, but still didn't win the game. Georgia Tech and Tennessee is one. South Carolina and NC State's another. And then I don't even know what happened with Texas A&M and UCLA. That was something else. But, it's pretty incredible that you're seeing teams survive what I would call abysmal offensive performances in some degree and still come away with a victory. And in two of those cases, you're talking the SEC versus the ACC.
Those instances are inexplicable. There's not things you can count on normally. Normally, if you outrush a team or outgain a team by 200 plus yards, you're going to win the game. But it does give coaches a couple things. It gives coaches one argument that it's never over. Don't get comfortable. No matter how much success you're having, there's still X number of minutes left in the game. You play 60 minutes, right? And on the flip side, it gives a team that's losing that hope that look what happened to A&M. Look how Tennessee hung in there and fought. Look at this. So it gives both sides of the coin a speaking point and an encouraging point that the game isn't over. The game is 60 minutes long, and you know what? The only thing that matters is that final score.
Harold Coleman here on Clemson Sports Talk tonight. Always fun hanging out with him, talking a little college football. Again, you want to jump out and follow him on Twitter right now at the Dutch Coleman. Just a couple of minutes left here with him this evening. Harold, when you look at this matchup between Clemson and Auburn, it feels like a natural rivalry, and I know a lot of people look at the Georgia Bulldogs as a natural rival for Clemson as well. As a former player, and again, it still feels fresh and new, but Clemson has played Auburn quite a bit in recent years. Where would you rank this matchup in terms of, just historical relevance or, rivalries, I guess you'd say?
Historically, I mean, there was a period that they just straight dominated us. I think we won the last few in a row, but there was probably
3 straight right now for Clemson.
Yeah, I think they probably won anywhere from 10 to 14 or 13 or something in a row before that. Without counting who wins and loses, I think anytime you get any of these historically great, in our minds at least, historically great football cultured schools in the Southeast,
sure,
it's going to be great. Whether it be Clemson, Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Clemson, Auburn, anytime we get the matchup, we can go Clemson, Tennessee. Anytime we get the matchup against a traditional historical power, then it's going to be a rivalry, even if it's the first time we ever played, because the culture is the same in a lot of these places. The type of kids you go after is the same in a lot of these places. The history of the state, of the counties that these people have come from, are the same in a lot of these places. So you got kind of some of the same types of people, and they're fighting for the same types of things, and they take pride in the same types of things. So whenever you have these matchups, it can be the first time they ever played, and it's going to feel like a rivalry.
There he is, Dutch Coleman, man. Hey, Harold, always appreciate your time, buddy.
All right, take care, my man. Thanks.
There he is. Follow him on Twitter at the Dutch Coleman. I like that answer because I think he's right. If I start to rank the rivalries, of course, Clemson and South Carolina has got to be number one. I think Clemson and Florida State, for a lot of people, is number two. I think right now people like that Clemson-Louisville matchup, but you'd prefer to play Georgia. You'd prefer to play Auburn, and I think what Dutch said is exactly right. It's those traditional Southern college football powers that you really appreciate matching up with. Stay with us. Need custom shirts, hats, or uniforms? How about promotional giveaways for your business or organization? Need fast turnaround times? Look no further than Meridian Printing and Promotions. Located in Lexington, they provide an in-house art department, in-house screen printing, and in-house embroidery services to the Midlands and beyond. For the absolute best quality products and services, contact Meridian Printing and Promotions, 785-4990. Check them out online, mbspromo.com.
For 28 years, the professional staff of the Hobbs Group and Hobbs Group Advisors has been dedicated to helping others achieve their financial goals by delivering quality, objective financial and accounting solutions to a diverse client base of individuals and businesses all over South Carolina. We offer tax and audit services, bookkeeping, payroll, litigation support, employee benefits, personal financial planning, investment management, and insurance services. Please call us at 803-799-0555 or visit our website, hobbscpa.com, to learn more about our people and services.
Tiger fans, look no further than the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they've brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan, with quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
Looking for South Carolina's favorite country? You'll find it at 97.5 WCOS.
Clemson Sports Talk, Fox Sports Radio 1400, the iHeart Radio app. Man, cool morning for me today. Got a chance to go speak to some kids over at Meadow Glen Middle School over in Lexington, School District 1. Talk about podcasting, talk about broadcasting, talk about YouTubing, creating your own multimedia empire. Can I call it that? I mean, I feel like I'm being held down by the masses right now, but we're coming through. We're on the come ups here. We got a lot going on, man. Expansion of the website, expansion of the radio brand, all of that, man. It's just been a wild few months. I can't even keep up with it right now. I mean, I just can't. John's on the line with us tonight, though. He wants to talk about a team Clemson hopes they can keep up with offensively in Death Valley, 7 o'clock on Saturday, the Auburn Tigers. John, what's up, man?
Hey, just enjoyed listening to the show. Just got in the car and turned on, and they were talking about the Auburn series.
Yeah, man.
And here's my perspective on the Auburn series, because I'm in that 50-year-old category, so I can remember all the way back into the 70s. We played them sparsely through the 60s and 70s, and then when we got good in the late 70s, we didn't play them anymore. And then we scheduled a series in the 80s with them, and they backed out. And then I don't believe we played them again until probably
I think it was the 97 Peach Bowl, maybe, or the 97
right.
Chick-fil-A Bowl. Yeah.
Chick-fil-A Bowl, right. And that was a competitive game, and we lost. We couldn't move the ball, but we played good enough to keep it close. And then I think the next time we played them was in the Peach Bowl again, and we lost a close, hard-fought game. And that was right.
That was I think that was an overtime game, John. Remember?
Right, and that was the end of right around the end of the Bowden regime, right around the end. And then once Dabo's taken over, we've kind of, you know, I wouldn't say we whooped up on them, but we won. And you know, I think that's kind of where we're at right now. And I think we'll win Saturday. I think the defense is going to win the game for us, and I think it's probably going to be an ugly football game, and we win by 7 points, and that's what I think. And Y'all have a great night.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. No, you're absolutely right. Those matchups with Clemson and Auburn in the Peach Bowl, the first one was, the second one you're talking about was, I believe, 10 years later. That was 2007. And that was the one, I think C.J. Spiller had a big touchdown run in that game.
Like 80, 85 yards.
And you kind of thought, okay, here we go. And then you lose that one in overtime. The next year, you open it up against Alabama. And remember, you're the talk of college football in some respects. Oh, Spiller was back. Clemson was like, what, number 7 or 9 or something in the country in that game?
Spiller and Davis.
What happened there?
All sorts of skill position talent. No offensive line, though.
Yeah. Clemson went with gave the first carry to
Jamie Harper, and he fumbled. So I hope Clemson never goes with that promise again.
Remember that was that was Coach Bowden's little gimmick. We have Coach Bowden on tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. We may have to ask him about that one. Coach, talk to us about the what would you call that, Lowell? The recruiting enticement.
Recruiting promise. It's a recruiting promise. I promise you, you will get the first carry of the season.
You come to Clemson, you'll get the first carry of the season. I don't know that game actually changes if that doesn't happen.
No, Clemson got crushed and pushed around in the trenches.
Let me tell you the way you say that. I don't remember the kid's first name. I know what his last name was, though. You say Clemson got ground up by the coffee because that kid's last name was Coffee. That running back,
Glenn Coffee.
God, dog. What was that? The picture of him on Sports Illustrated looks like I don't know what.
And I believe he retired and went into the military.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
I think he played one NFL season and then went to the military.
I got to do better with my board over here, Lowell. I mean, when you drop dimes like that, I feel like I need a little music like that behind you.
Here you go. Played 1 year in the NFL and then retired and enlisted in the U.S. Army in February 2013 and became a paratrooper.
Good for him, man. Still serving in our military. Does it say what's happened to him since then? Kudos to that guy. That's pretty incredible, in all honesty. I mean, okay, maybe it's not quite Pat Tillman, but it's kind of Pat Tillman, isn't it? Here you are, you're playing in the NFL, and you choose to go into the military.
And he was a third-round draft pick. It's not like he was a seventh-round draft pick and couldn't make a roster. He got drafted in the third round by San Francisco.
And just chose to go into the military. Dude, what a guy. Can we get him on the show? Can we dig him up? Can you dig him up? I'd love to talk to him. I bet he hadn't been on a radio show in years. If we can get him on, let's get Glenn Coffee on. Like that dude, man. That's an incredible story. 803-978-1832, the number on Twitter, at Clemson Sports. Lowell, I assume, because you're such an incredible producer, that you have a college sports corner pieced together for us here this evening.
I may have a little something for you.
Are they in hermetically sealed envelopes to which I do not know the contents?
Well, they're not sealed today, but you do not know the contents. I left them unsealed.
We talked about the Hurricane Irma. By the way, remember I said Rufus sounds like somebody that would tear some stuff up? Irma sounds like somebody's grandma that would just chase him and like you might.
Irma sounds like the grandma who chain smokes and.
No offense to any Irmas out there.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, my Aunt Mamie would make me go get a switch off a tree. I bet Irma
did that.
I bet there've been some Irmas out there that have said, "Boy, go break that stick off of that tree." I used to come back in with like the little, like a leaf that I peeled the leaf part off. Does this count, Mamie? No, that does not count. Man, my Aunt Mamie would wear me out with a switch. That was the brutal thing of that childhood. You had to go pick it out. Go pick out the switch. Do I have to? That was enough for me to be good. No, thanks. But again, in terms of Hurricane Irma, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster declared the state in a state of emergency Wednesday in advance of Hurricane Irma, which is forecasted to make landfall in some models in the state either late this weekend or early next week. Clemson, of course, hosting Auburn at 7 p.m. With that in mind, it looks like they're just conversating about whether Clemson officials are continuing to monitor the situation with Hurricane Irma, and they have no changes to this week's plans at this time. So that's where they are. They say we'll continue to work with law enforcement services and campus officials, and we'll provide further updates if anything changes. So that's where we are in terms of Clemson and Auburn and Hurricane Irma making its way towards potentially the East Coast and the state of South Carolina. But right now, again, if you're wanting to make your way up to Clemson, it would appear that all things are going to be still a go this weekend. Again, by the time Irma, according to the latest projections, were to reach South Carolina now, it appears that it will have dwindled down to a Category 3, which is a bit of a shift because I believe when we came on the air, Lowell, correct me if I'm wrong, it was at a Category 4 when it makes contact to South Carolina. No, when it makes contact to South Carolina. It had been projected to be a Category 4. That is now, I believe, dropped down to a Category 3.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she's still a Category 5 right now, and working her way up around Florida. It looks like it'll drop to a Category 4, then ultimately a Category 3 for Hurricane Irma by the time it approaches the Midlands, according to the latest projections over on or forecasts on the Weather Channel. When we get back, we'll take a short drive down to our good friends at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac in Orangeburg for the College Sports Corner. Buckle up.
The hurricane force winds to
It's going to be flooding.
Prepare, listening to the radio.
Fox Sports Radio 1400 is here with Operation Stormwatch as Irma bears down on the Palmetto State.
Tune to the appropriate station.
And get the latest updates from our sister station, News Radio 560 WVOC.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Hey, what's up? This is Ben from Breaking Benjamin, and this is iHeart Radio. Keep the music coming.
Open up the free iHeart Radio app right now and type in your favorite artist name to make a custom station based on all their biggest hits.
Free! At this point, I use the iHeart Radio app every day.
All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free.
Download our free iHeart Radio app or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
When a stroke happens, every second counts. So don't drive and call 911 to get to the emergency department as soon as possible. At Lexington Medical Center, we're pleased to serve our community. As a certified primary stroke center, our acute stroke team rapidly evaluates patients and provides them with the fastest treatment possible. This specialized care limits the chance of brain damage and gives stroke patients a better chance of full recovery. Act quickly at the first sign of a stroke and count on the Stroke Center at Lexington Medical Center to provide you with the best possible care.
Our customers receive the best heating and air conditioning service in South Carolina. Hi, I'm Tim Mosley, and I can make that statement because that's what our customers tell us every day. We call it quality confirmed. Call us at 803-233-7172, and we'll call you when the job is done to confirm we met your expectations. That's quality confirmed. We're Carolina Conditions, and we're committed to meeting your expectations. 803-233-7172. Call us at 803-233-7172.
Cottingham Family Dentistry is proud to announce the opening of their new office located at 3722 Devine Street, and they're welcoming new patients. What makes Cottingham Family Dentistry different? It's in the name, family. They will cater to your needs and the dental needs of your children. Cottingham Family Dentistry offers same-day crowns, dental implants, cosmetic dentistry, including whitening, veneers, and tooth-colored fillings, and many other dental services. If you're searching for an amazing dental home, call 776-4234 or stop by their new office at 3722 Devine Street and become a part of the family at Cottingham Family Dentistry.
We alarm our houses and we alarm our cars. But when it comes to your personal information, it can be tough to know when something isn't right. That's where Discover Card can help. Now, we'll send you an alert if we find your Social Security number on any one of thousands of risky websites. And this service is free for card members. Just sign up online. It's our way of looking out for you, not just your account. Learn more at discover.com/free alerts. Limitations apply.
Looking to get away without having to spend a whole day traveling to your destination? Ocean Reef Resort offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom accommodations with the comforts of home and boasts the best oceanfront views. Swim in their sparkling indoor and outdoor pools, relax in their hot tubs, try out the Adventure Oasis pool with adult-sized water slide, or just float down the 250-foot lazy river. Visit us at oceanreefmyrtlebeach.com or call us at 1-866-935-0530 to learn more.
This evening, showers will die off overnight, and the skies will clear. The lows will dip down to the upper 50s. Tomorrow, a beautiful day. Highs will top out around 80 degrees with a lot of sunshine. For Channel 25 ABC Columbia, I'm Chief Meteorologist John Farley.
This report is brought to you by McDonald's. Be a morning person. Make it a good morning at McDonald's with savory sausage and egg. Try the delicious sausage biscuit with egg or sausage McMuffin with egg. Mix or match 2 for $3.50. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk, your iHeart Radio home for the Clemson Tigers, winners of the 2017 National Championship game.
I was trying to get it how I live. I want them dead presidents. I want to pull up, head spin, get it, get fly. I got 6 jobs.
I don't get tired, people. I just get better each and every day. Better looking, too. I think you'll all admit that if you're watching the show on YouTube. You know, one of my wife's friends left town. Moved. Family moved. And he had all these shoes and stuff. Lol, have you noticed me wearing a lot of new shoes lately? His feet, a ton of shoes. Like, anything wrong with these shoes, Lol? Let's be honest. Baller status, right?
I don't know about all that, but they're not bad.
I got shoes galore. Shoes galore. Appreciate it, Carl. Sometimes I can't say Carl without saying it like the dad on Walking Dead.
Coral.
Like coral. It's like the place that the fish live in the ocean. Coral. It's a coral reef. Clemson Craig chimes in and says, how about Hurricane Brinley? Believe me, I live with Hurricane Brinley. That girl is a tornado on a regular basis. That's my daughter, by the way. 803-978-1832. All right, big man, you've worked up the topics. I just get to talk about them a little bit. It is none other than the College Sports Corner, brought to you by our good friends down at Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac.
Clemson Sports Talk presents the College Sports Corner, brought to you by Ferry Chevrolet Cadillac. Just a short drive down I-26 at exit 145A in Orangeburg. Now, CST reporter Lawton Swan.
All right, Mr. the Producer, what do you got in the bag of tricks over there today?
Well, as you know, Baylor lost 48-45 to Liberty in a game that featured very little, if any, defense at all. Baylor defensive tackle Bravion Roy had some interesting comments. He said, that hurt, just sitting down thinking about it all day, all night, watched the film and saying, oh man, what happened? And he was asked if Baylor took Liberty lightly. And he said, yeah, honestly, we did. That's something we can't ever do again. We don't want that outcome and that feeling again. Do you think this is a case of them taking Liberty lightly, or are they just not that good of a football team?
I think I'm shocked that a coach would actually say that.
This was their defensive tackle.
Oh,
Baylor's defensive tackle.
Oh, I thought you said Matt Rule said it. Okay. I thought you said Matt Rule said it. Oh, man. Defensive tackle. Okay. Yeah, that's different. Okay, I thought you said Matt. You did say Matt Rule's name there in the comments, did you not?
I believe I said Bravion Roy.
Oh, that's what I heard. Rule. Okay, I thought you said Rule. There you go. Thank you, sir. That explains it. I don't have a problem with it. I could see a kid saying that. No big deal. Yeah, they overlooked him. I'll take that.
Well, Oregon and Oregon State, everyone's talking about Hurricane Irma right now.
Right.
The state of Oregon has been dealing with a lot of wildfires lately, and Oregon State are monitoring hazardous air quality in the area as both teams are preparing to host football games. Wildfires in the state have brought smoke and ash, and it's already caused Oregon to cancel a cross-country event that was scheduled for Thursday. So everyone's focused on the hurricanes. The state of Oregon is dealing with their own problems right now, and wildfires may cause them to postpone these football games.
Remember last year, what game was that where we had the forest fires up in Tennessee that were blowing down into Clemson? And you could smell it here in Columbia, as a matter of fact. You could smell it. And I remember there were some concerns about air quality for one of Clemson's home games last season. Was it the Louisville game? I'm looking at the schedule. I don't remember what game it was. Was it Pitt? I don't remember. You remember that, though, right? There were wildfires
Yeah,
in
I do.
Tennessee.
I'll have to do some research and try to dig that up, but I remember that.
Yeah, I can't remember what weekend that was. All right, next topic. What do we got?
Well, you had your segment about the best thing you saw all weekend.
Yeah.
One thing we didn't mention was UAB football made its return to the football field and won their opener, 38-7 over Alabama A&M. What was really cool about this was there's a guy by the name of Tim Alexander who's had a dream of getting a football scholarship to UAB, but 11 years ago was injured in a car wreck that left him paralyzed from the neck down. He got to come out on the field, and he got the game ball from that football game.
Not only that, but I believe he stood up and walked, if I remember hearing this story correctly.
I didn't see that in here. I'll have to dig deeper.
I want to say this was the young man who stood up and actually walked at the game. And, I mean, it was an emotional moment. It had to be that game. I just saw I saw a snippet of it, and I think sadly it probably got lost a little bit in the wash of the story of Jacob Olsen out of Southern Cal this past weekend, the blind long snapper that got into play. But I feel like this young man took some steps in front of the crowd and got the crowd going, got everybody hyped up. Did you find that?
With the aid of 3 rehab specialists, he got up from his wheelchair and walked the game ball 10 yards to the referee.
How cool is that, man? How cool is that? That's incredible. 8-0. Anything else? I know we got to get a commercial break here. Anything else in the
this is something we kind of touched on a little bit earlier. Of course, Miami and Arkansas State canceling their games, but Florida and Florida State moving their respective games up to noon in preparation for Hurricane Irma hitting the state of Florida.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I understand, and you've got travel issues for people and things of that nature that might want to try to get out of there before the storm really becomes a tremendous problem for the state of Florida. And again, for people that are panicking or worrying about, it right now, you don't need to do that just yet. Just prepare. Habit number 1, be proactive, be prepared, understand that you might have to you might have to board some stuff up if you live at the coast, on and on and on. I mean, you got to keep that in mind. That's the smart thing to do. But you don't need to panic by any means. Final segment of the show that shakes the Southland. When we get back, we also have some comments from you from the Ocean Reef Resort text line as well. Stay with us.
Sold-out 2017 iHeart Radio Music Festival.
iHeartRadio.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Let's go!
Keep listening to win a penthouse at Aria Sky Suites. Yeah! And a $10,000 gift card courtesy of our marquee partner, Capital One.
Looking for more fun at the iHeartRadio Music Festival? Then download VoiceBite. The new app lets you use your voice to win prizes, interact with personalities, and share your festival experience. Stop typing and start talking. Download the VoiceBite app now.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kaufman-Quinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat Plant at our present location in 1955. My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? but to order at Kaufman's Meeting Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meeting Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Love it raw? For the freshest sushi in town, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, 807 Gervais Street in the Vista. Sakatumi's flavorful grill for non-sushi fans features the Kobe burger, filet and lobster, chicken hibachi, and more. Fresh sushi, flavorful grill, Sakatumi Grill and Sushi Bar, sakifresh.com.
Do you want a pharmacy that treats you like a person and not just a number? Then let Craig and Lori at Southlake Drug show you what a pharmacy should be. Fast, friendly, and professional. Southlake Drug can transfer your prescriptions and take the hassle out of getting your medicine and getting you on your way. Southlake Drug takes all major insurance programs, including Medicare, Medicaid, and state employees, and they provide immunization services, including flu shots with no wait and no appointment. Southlake Drug, 1856 Southlake Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center, 399-7701, or southlakedrug.com.
This is Bob. Bob is going to shop for a diamond. Bob finds a diamond online that's a few $100s cheaper than a local store. Bob is so happy he's saved himself some money. This is Mary.
Hello.
Mary's dating Bob. Bob comes over to Mary's house and pops the question. Mary squeals.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening.
And then says,
Wait, what's wrong with this diamond? It's yellow and has spots.
Bob is shocked. Mary runs away, never to be seen with Bob again. The moral to this story, don't be Bob. When you want the right diamond to pop the question for the love of your life, shop Satterfield's Jewelry Warehouse. Our consultants are trained to help you through the diamond buying process. They'll educate you so you can make the most important jewelry purchase of your life with confidence. Our goal is for you to find the perfect diamond that she'll cherish forever. And that's how you make sure your story has a happily ever after ending. Satterfield's Jewelry Warehouse, for life's every moment. Don't be Bob.
Have you been thinking about sprucing up your yard, debating between pine straw or mulch? Call my friends at Carolina Turfgrass to get your yard looking as great as mine right now. I chose to go with pine straw this year, and it looks incredible. Carolina Turfgrass is conveniently located at 5400 Augusta Road in Lexington, and if you need your order delivered, they can take care of that too. In addition, Carolina Turfgrass carries a wide variety of turfs, including Centipede and Bermuda. For unmatched quality and service, call Carolina Turfgrass, 446-6525. Look for Carolina Turfgrass on Highway 1 in Lexington.
For more information about contests on this station, go to foxsportsradio1400.com/rules. Welcome back to Clemson Sports Talk. Join the show now at 978-1832 or text 803-450-0086.
What have you done for me lately? It's a fair question. Just don't lose sight of the bigger picture. Don't forget history. Lucky for us at Clemson, the answer to the questions, what have you done for me lately, and what have you done always, are the same. We win.
It is the show that shakes the Southland. Lawton Swan, Lowell, the producer, are hanging out with you here. Fox Sports Radio, iHeart Radio, doing it big each and every evening. Podcast editions, iPhone, Android devices, Google Home, Amazon Echo. Again, easier to list the places that you can't listen than the places that you can. Ray chiming in via the Ocean Reef Resorts text line. He says, Swanee, isn't this the first time that the men's soccer football ranked in the top 3 in the nation at the same time? I don't know about that, Ray, but I know the men's, women's, and the football team, men's soccer, women's soccer, and football team are ranked in the top 4. I'm pretty sure that's a first. I don't know that for a fact. I'm not Tiger Google or Clemson Google. That's Tim Baray's job. I just play a radio show host from 6 to 8 p.m. on Fox Sports Radio Daily. Well, you got to admit, it'd be a pretty good time to be on campus. So I talked about that earlier. Can you imagine being a Clemson student right now and you got 3 top 5 ranked programs on campus playing sports? And in all honesty, of all the sports on campus, outside of basketball, in football, soccer's the best sport to go watch. Soccer is more enjoyable than baseball, in my opinion, because you know, oh, yeah, here we go. You know when it ends. You know when it's going off.
You know what you don't get in baseball? Ties.
Yes, and?
And ties are the worst thing in any sport ever.
Worst?
You should have a winner and you should have a loser. You should not have ties. The NFL, I can't believe the NFL still does ties. This is the highest level. Like, look, if you're a little leaguer and you want to do ties and make all the kids feel good, I get it. I get it. It's not all about winning and losing at that level.
Right.
At the NFL level, when you're making millions of dollars to go out and win at the highest level, ties should not exist. And it blows my mind that the NFL does ties.
It's kind of hard to get to a tie, though, in the NFL. Wouldn't you agree?
It is, but they still exist. But even it happens all the time in professional soccer, which is also shocking to me.
Double O, Overton's Orange chiming in. He says, you need a contest for a new intern. Yeah.
Well, the good news is he doesn't have an intern, so I guess there's I guess technically there's an intern opening.
I guess maybe that's what he meant. Maybe he meant I need to bring somebody else along for the ride.
We do have one open mic over here.
Well, technically not, because I use that mic for sound
True.
sometimes.
True.
It's always fun. It's always fun to do that. 11-year NFL veteran James Trapp was announced earlier today as the executive director of the NFL Legends community, according to the NFL. That was launched back in 2013. Trapp, who was a part of Clemson's staff for a while, ultimately, I believe, moved on. I think he was with if I remember correctly, I think he spent some time with the Buffalo Bills, but now will move into this new role. Really cool opportunity for James Trapp. He'll oversee the implementation of strategy to continue to reach out and engage with legends nationwide, working with a network of NFL legends, directors, and coordinators arranged by geographic region. He was a third-round draft pick of the Los Angeles Raiders in 1993, spent 11 years in the NFL with the Raiders, Ravens, and Jaguars, helping Baltimore to a Super Bowl win in Super Bowl 35 back in the year 2000. So there you go. Again, former Clemson Tiger, defensive back, NFL veteran James Trapp named the executive director of the NFL Legends community, according to the NFL. That's pretty awesome. I'll be honest with you, when I saw the headline, I thought, oh, it's going to be Brian Dawkins. I mean, that was my initial gut, was this will be something Brian Dawkins is doing, but nope, it turns out it's James Trapp. So good for James. James had been the director of player engagement for Buffalo beginning in 2015. So that's when he started in Buffalo in 2015 after leaving Clemson to spend his time there in the NFL. That seems like a pretty good role. Executive director of the NFL's Legends community. I mean, hobnobbing with famous guys who played the game, guys who are much more famous than you, I would assume. Not you, Lowell, the intern. James Trapp.
Also not the intern. No one's more famous than me, though, so, you know.
Have you gotten that verification yet on Twitter?
Still working on it.
Let me know when you get that. Let me know when you get that. Tiger Weenie chimes in. He says that a tie is like Frank Howard said, like kissing your sister. Yep. That's the old saying there, Tiger Weenie. Tiger Weenie. I always want to just ask, but I will not. You think he's a Beanie Weenie fan? That's what I think. You ever eat Beanie Weenies?
No.
You ever had Vienna sausages?
Probably.
I'll tell you why I can't eat Vienna sausages. They look like little fingers in the bowl. They look like little nubby fingers. I'm like, oh. I don't think I've ever eaten them. I've eaten potted meat before, like not Spam. But I've had potted meat. When I was a kid, my dad used to eat those smoked oysters out of the can. I think we were like really bad off or something at some point along the way. I think we came out of it okay, but I think at some point we were really struggling eating those things. They were pretty good, though. My dad would get, your dad ever eat the smoked oysters, Lowell?
Probably.
Out of the can where you put it's got the little key and you crank it open?
I did not. I have no idea if he did. I'll have to go ask him tonight. Did you see Ben Boulware got picked up?
San Francisco 49ers.
49ers, and
of course I saw it. Ben texted me about it.
Okay, big timer. The Panthers and 49ers play week 1. How about that?
I'd rather see that would be nice to see Ben get old Cam Newton, get after Cam a little bit. By the way, MW Reese on Twitter says, Swanee, what's the word on Dexter Lawrence and his toe?
He's good.
Yeah, he's good to go, man. Don't worry about Big Dex. He'll be all right.
Sexy Dexy.
Again, by the way, he also points out there are no Hurricanes named Lowell over the next 5 years. It's
or Lawton.
Lee, Leslie, Lorenzo, Laura, Larry, and Lisa. Those sound like a bunch of lamos. We'll be back tomorrow as always. Y'all take care now. And go Tigers!
Join Lexington Medical Center for the Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers, South Carolina 5K Run and Walk, Friday, September 15th at 7 p.m. in Columbia's Vista. This unforgettable patriotic event champions the heroism of our nation's first responders and service members. Walk, run, and honor our heroes. To register, visit t2trunsc.org. The Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers 5K Run and Walk, Friday, September 15th in the Vista. t2trunsc.org.
Stars and Stripes Sports is a leader in the sports athlete development market, offering innovative health, fitness, training, and player development solutions for players and coaches of all levels of youth sports. Stars and Stripes Sports is looking to add at least 2 people per state to start their own business for sports testing and to market these events locally. We want people to start their programs in early 2017, starting with spring training. Many high-quality athletes fail to reach their potential. Call Chris today, 704-737-9970, or email Chris Carlson at starsandstripessports.com.
Hey guys, Lawton Swan here. I was hanging out in the backyard with my son Mason the other day, and he said, Dad, you're the best father ever. I was like, what makes you say that, son? He said, when I go outside to play now, I don't get eaten up by the bugs anymore. Imagine that, me, a hero, when all I did was just a couple of weeks ago call Trey Powell at Mosquito Joe with their routine service plan. No more bugs and no more bites. Make yourself the family hero. Call Mosquito Joe today, 803-223-7916, outside. Then the Tiger Sports Shop in Clemson for all your game day gear. Since 1974, they brought you everything Clemson for the Clemson fan. With quality brand names such as Nike, Under Armour, Antigua, Ping, and many more. From hats to t-shirts to tailgate, the Tiger Sports Shop has all the Clemson apparel a true Tiger fan needs. With 2 convenient game day locations in Tigertown, shop where I shop at I Am Ibrahim's Tiger Sports Shop. They fuel the passion of Tiger fans everywhere. Check them out online, tigersports.com.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual.